Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. So Trent Alexander Arnold was booed by Liverpool fans at Anfield yesterday, and it is set a cat amongst the pigeons. Look, a lot of people sticking their nose in again, and this is sort of one of the big ones. Rio Ferdinand, I can't believe Liverpool fans booing one of their own. I understand that some of you guys are not happy with his decision, but to boo Trent after he has won the lot with you is baffling. Didn't cost you a penny. Obviously, there's my reply. Maybe stay out of what Liverpool fans do unless you are one. But I surprise. Look, there's a starter for 10, but it's not. Look, maybe some people agree with Rio, some people might agree with me. We spoke about this when Trent's video came out last week. I think what you need to consider here is that you can have an opinion on another club, but my response to Rio was literally, if you don't understand it, maybe that's because you're not a Liverpool fan. And that's the point. If he thinks it's outrageous that Liverpool fans are booing one of their own, you know, stick your nose in a beehive, you're probably going to get stung. We spoke about this. I don't think people understand what it takes for fans of a club like Liverpool to boo one of their own. And it's not all their fans. Obviously, it might have only been 1,000. It might have been half the stadium. We don't know. We heard the noise. But for them to do that shows you the strength of feeling. This into bloody pantomime, you know, Arne Slot didn't bring on, the giant from Jack and the Beanstalk and everyone starts booing him. Oh, he's behind you. This is actually real life. And I think it just misses. I don't know what it is. Look, fair play. It's football, especially, but life is a platform where anybody can have an opinion with very little kickback because you just type it out there. You're not, Rio's not going to walk into the cop and go, "Why are you all booing him?" Is he? Maybe 20 years ago, if you wanted to get your point out, you had to do that, or you had to be on national TV. So anyone can project their opinion, and whether that's good or bad, is open for debate. But the reality is, if you're going to stick a tweet out like that and not think it through, you're going to get a bit of kickback. Jamie Carragher said it himself. Well, I think we said it first, and then Carragher said it later on Monday Night Football, that it's up to Liverpool. Don't tell Liverpool fans what to do. And Rio's got every right. You've got every right to say, I think it was shameless. I think it was poor, this, that, and the other. But all you're going to do is stick your opinion into something you probably don't understand. And people will say, well, that's what That's Football's all about. You do it all the time. Yes, we do. But that doesn't mean, look, when I speak about Man City, we get a lot of Man City fans in here going mad. It's their club. When you get people like Jermaine Genius on Match of the Day, when Man United got the game abandoned against Liverpool, and he goes, I don't know why Man United fans are even complaining. The Glazers have spent loads of money. Yeah, he's entitled to put his opinion on Match of the Day, but it's a crap opinion with very little research. And that's what we're saying. Everybody can project an opinion, but when you're going to stick it out there to millions of your followers or in front of millions of people on national TV with very little research, you're just projecting your personal opinion, you will get a load of kickback. I always say to people who ask me for advice, I always say, if you're going to put a video out there and then you don't like what people say about your video, I'm sorry, I don't really have a lot of sympathy, because what did you think was going to happen? Not everybody's going to like your opinion. Not everyone's going to like your tweet. You put it out in the public domain, people are going to respond to it. Liverpool fans booing Trent yesterday was obvious. It was obvious that was going to happen, that some of them were going to do it, just from seeing the reaction to what he did by going to Real Madrid. And as we said last week, some of us said, as I said last week, when I saw that video, lifelong Liverpool fan, lifelong player, feel like I need a new challenge. Mate, you're in your mid-20s. Real Madrid have just been rubbish. Liverpool are one of the best teams in Europe. This is the team you love, and you're going to Real Madrid. At no point have you mentioned money. At no point have you mentioned that you think Real Madrid are better than Liverpool. And they're the obvious things. And Liverpool fans aren't stupid. Some of them will think all the best. I don't blame you. And it's not about whether you would do it if you're Trent. This is where I think some people are going wrong. Some people are going, you can't blame him. And I find it really quite naive. You can't blame Trent for doing it. I don't know why Liverpool fans are moaning. That's not the point. It's not about putting yourself in Trent's shoes and going, I'd go to Real Madrid as well. And I think that's where some people are getting lost here. It's about the impact of his decision on Liverpool Football Club and Liverpool fans. Maybe some of those Liverpool fans that are booing Trent, if they were in that situation, might actually go to Real Madrid. They don't need to tell anyone that. But it doesn't mean that I mean, maybe Trent, if he was a Liverpool fan in 20 years' time and he sees someone else doing it, he'll be booing them from the Kop as well. It's not about whether you do what Trent would do. It's about what Liverpool fans think of it. Trent's made his choice. You decide whether you agree with it or not. Should he have stayed at Liverpool for the rest of his career winning things at the club he loves? Or should he have walked out the club for nothing, run his contract down to go to Real Madrid and do what he's done? And that's a big thing. Run your contract down to nothing. I mean, you get people like Rio and that going, you paid nothing for him, you're getting nothing for him, he owes you nothing. Well, again, you're missing the point. That's your opinion. Some Liverpool fans feel that it's a bad move and that they've been, treated badly. And therefore, how do you express your opinion? You boo. I don't know what we're trying to do to football, actually. I really don't know what we're trying to do. I sense the powers that be, PGMOL, terrible weekend for them again, Premier League, FA, maybe UEFA, maybe FIFA. I just think what they want is your money and your eyes, but they don't want your opinions because basically they want AI fans, don't they? And maybe that's what we'll end up with, just loads and loads of bots and, artificial noises played in at Anfield. I don't know, because football without opinion, football without tribalism isn't football. It's a passionate sport. It's an entertainment sport. People don't like something, they boo. I mean, God, hundreds of years ago in the Colosseum, it was thumb up or down. And if it went down, you were getting more than booing. You were someone's lunch. So it is theatre. It is booing. And, part of me thinks, look, what did Trent expect? What did anyone expect? So basically what you're saying is Liverpool fans should shut their mouths, even if they're not happy, and just applaud something when they don't agree with it. Oh, great. That's great for democracy, isn't it? Look, they're not setting fire to his shirt. Somebody might do it on TikTok, but realistically, no one's going that far. It's about expressing the fact that they feel let down. And they've got every entitlement to do it. And whilst Liverpool and Manchester United are big rivals, and you could throw in other big clubs like Arsenal into this as well, if somebody does that to your football club, you might get booing at Old Trafford. You might get booing at the Emirates as well. As I said before, for Liverpool fans to do that, that is a big statement because they wouldn't want to do that. They would know that it's going to go and cause all this sort of conversation. But I find it, look, you can obviously you can have your opinion on it, but I think unless you're a Liverpool fan, it's really difficult to project an opinion on something so emotive when you're not emotionally involved. Unless someone like Rio Ferdinand's got a Liverpool kit at home and he's a massive closet Liverpool fan, how can he project, I don't understand how Liverpool fans can do that. He's one of their own. He's cost them nothing. But you're not a Liverpool fan, mate, so you're not emotionally invested. We can all have an opinion. That's football's all about that. Loads of people will be in the comments who aren't Liverpool fans. But the point I'm making, I said this a couple of weeks ago, is that if you are flabbergasted, outraged about Liverpool fans booing Trent, and you can't understand it, maybe it's because you're not a Liverpool fan, and therefore you're not emotionally attached to it the way they are. You just can't be. You can't be, can you? So I think that's the point, and I think that's always been the point. And then to those people who are emotionally involved, when they see a non-Liverpool fan telling them they shouldn't do it, it's going to be a red rag to a bull, isn't it? Let's be honest. Get your comments in. What are your thoughts? Ultimately, what are my thoughts? I never even said. Should they be booing Trent, by the way? Would I boo him? As much as I've been very vocal about selling players around Man United and people like Di Maria and stuff like that, I think unless I was, you've got to put yourself into the theatre as well. I would like to think I wouldn't do it, but on an emotional 75,000 Old Trafford and your opportunity to boo someone like Di Maria, I don't know that I wouldn't be part of the crowd that did. I can't say because, as I said, it's an emotive thing. And what I will say, though, from a pragmatic point of view, taking my personal feeling on how I might react, I haven't got a problem with booing in football. People don't have a problem with cheering. Why shouldn't we have a problem with booing? It's booing. It's not abuse. God, some of the noises crowds were making in the 80s, anybody remember? Those things need to be outlawed. Booing, which is an expression of not being happy, come on. I mean, I know it's 2025 and there's a lot of people out there trying to stop a lot of things, but come on, booing in a football stadium, it's part of the theatre at the end of the day, and, you know, consequences are consequences. If Trent didn't want that to happen to him, maybe he should have said, I've got a bit of a thigh strain and I'm not playing in the game. If he genuinely thought he was going to get a big applause, I think that was quite naive. Maybe the modern footballer is quite naive. They live in a bubble and they think that everybody, you know, wants to wipe their arse. Some people don't see you as superstars. They see you as somebody who should feel privileged to wear the shirt of that football club, regardless of whether you're a multimillionaire. You don't just get treated like a rock star. Maybe some footballers are quite naive to the realities of football. Get your comments in. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. I will speak to you on the next one.